Hi and welcome to another edition of Yorkshire Kris Weekly. The main job I'm doing this week is getting the greenhouse ready for winter. So I've already cleared out all the plants and all the staging and paraphernalia, and basically now I am just going around picking up all the weeds and all the rubbish, clearing it all out here. I'm going to brush it all down, and any of these little green little clips which I'll reuse again to stick the bubble wrap onto the glass. So it's just a bit of a tidying up job at the moment. Okay, so now I've bubble wrapped insulated the greenhouse using these little plastic toggles here. They just basically twist into the frame of the greenhouse. And so now I've insulated it, I've cleaned it out. I'm going to check all the heater, the fan, the lights are all working, and so that when I do need to turn them on, I know that they're going to work. And this is my power supply I've got for the greenhouse. So I've got 4 outdoor sockets mounted over here. So I'll use one for lights, one for the propagator, one for the heater, and one for the fan. So now it's time to get all the equipment in the greenhouse. So I've got my propagator in place, and I just thought I'd spend a few moments just talking about this propagator. It's a large propagator and it's heated, and it fills the full top of this bench. It's about 120 centimetres long, I believe, and it holds a lot of seed trays or lots of pots. And the great thing about it is it's got these plastic units that stack up on top of the base, so you can have it very low or very tall if you've got lots of tall plants. And it's got these lids that I've just given a little wipe down. I need to finish off cleaning these off, and then these go on top like so. I've tightened up all the little screws here so it keeps it nice and square, and that makes a perfect sort of greenhouse for the plants within the bigger greenhouse. So what I'll do this winter is I'll keep the actual full greenhouse here to about 8-9 degrees, but inside here where I have some more tender plants we'll have it a lot warmer, and I'll do that by keeping it closed like this. And I have this thermostat which I'll keep high, and this will raise the temperature of the base and release heat into this area to keep it nice and warm. And I don't know if you can see, if you look through there's a little metal probe, and wherever I put that within the propagator it will keep it at the temperature that I've set it. So that will keep this area really nice and warm. And this is where I'm going to put the cuttings that I'm going to take now. So I'm just mixing up my mixture that I'm going to put in this 15 centimetre pot for my cuttings, and it's basically 50% perlite and 50% multi-purpose compost. And I've just mixed that really well. Just put that into the pot, and then we'll go and take the cuttings. So we're going to take cuttings of this tender selenium, and I take the cuttings from the base of the plants. So it's quite prickly, these leaves, but if I just move these out of the way, if you look down here, can you see we've got one good shoot there, and all we're going to do is cut that from the base, if you can see that. Okay, with a nice fine cut. That's it, pick that up. And all we'll do, have a look at this now, is we'll cut off these leaves. And actually that's quite woody, I don't like that there, so I'll cut that at an angle, just below that old leaf. And it's solid all the way through, which is important. If that was hollow or piffy, it wouldn't be a good cutting. And then I'll cut off these 2 leaves, cut off half that leaf, and then all I'll do is just push that in to the side of the pot up to there, and I'll get a couple more cuttings, and then this will be watered and put into the propagator. I've taken my 3 cuttings. I wanted more, but there's no more shoots I can really take, so these small cuttings here will turn into a plant this big next year. So another tender plant that I want to take cuttings from is this irisine, which has beautiful, vibrant coloured leaves, darks, reds, pinks, there's some yellows and white versions as well. So this one here, all we do to take the cuttings is just cut the big stem off like that, and we can make several cuttings from this. So I've got my cutting material here. So I've got several of these irisines, and we've got these little pots, 50-50 perlite and multi-purpose compost, and all we're going to do is get our cutting material like this. You should really use a sharp knife, but these secateurs are very, very sharp. So we do a little cut underneath the node, and then we do a cut halfway up a node here, and then this top one here we'll just snip off these side leaves. Just snip off a bit there. Just snip off the top, that one. So it's only a short cutting. Just stick it in the compost with this little dibber. And then that will get watered, and that will root very quickly in the propagator. So I'll do that with the rest of these cuttings. Another one here is actually one that I've dug up, so that's a stock plant. This is Irisine brilliantissima, and this is I've basically pulled up the full plant, put in some fresh compost, and that will be put into the greenhouse, into the warm part of the greenhouse or inside, and that will grow, and then next spring I'll take lots of cuttings from here. So now I've got my cuttings here in the propagator. They've all been well watered, and I'll put the lid on there. And they'll keep nice and warm. Still got the vents open at the top for now, so it doesn't get too hot in the sun. And they will root hopefully very quickly, and then next year I can take more cuttings and grow these on and plant them out for a nice colourful foliage display. Okay, so the weather for the next 5-10 days is still looking pretty mild, but it's going to be a lot stormier, so you might see some damage on the bananas, and the tall plants might get blown over. A bit of a storm coming tomorrow, but there's no real cold coming, so I'm not going to take in my ancete bananas yet. I am starting to think about the tender plants, so that's why I'm taking the cuttings today, and also the alocasias. I'm going to dig up those, and so they can be potted up and put into the warmth inside where they won't go dormant and continue to grow, albeit very slowly, through winter. So these aeoniums are pretty tender, but they don't need to be dug up yet. They can cope with temperatures down to 0 briefly, and when we first get our first frost, or just before, we will dig these up, and I'll do that in a later video. It's October now, and this Canna Phazon, or Canna Durban as it's called, with the variegated leaves, has finally decided to start flowering. Basically everything in this bed that you see is left in the ground all winter, or sown from seed, and it comes back each year, this Canna, with beautiful silky orange flowers on these variegated stems and foliage. So this Tetrapanax has grown bigger and bigger leaves throughout the summer, up to 1 metre across. But now, if you look up here, you can see the leaves are getting shorter and smaller. That is because, if I move this leaf down, see in here, these fluffy areas, these are flowers, or buds of flowers, that are going to open over the next few weeks if we don't get a frost. So this plant will produce smaller leaves at this time of year. It'll attempt to flower, but the cold winter will come before this actually flowers and tries to set seed. But we can propagate this plant in other ways. If we look down below, down here, this is a tetrapanax pup, which is shot from a root from the main stem. If we look down there, it's that big woody corky stem. Underground roots have come out, and then oh, there's a shield bug there, and then it's formed another little plant here. And in a future video I'll show you how to make new plants of tetrapanax from these shoots. So my plant of the week this week is a Tithonia, also known as a Mexican sunflower, and it has these beautiful rich orange flowers, and it's grown from seed each year, sown in spring, planted out after the frost. It produced quite a bushy plant. It's got several big stems here, and these really nice late summer colour flowers. Tithonia, the Mexican sunflower. You can see it's going to hibernate in our jungle.